The answer is yes. Upwork still accepts new Kenyan freelancers in 2026. Kenya isn't listed among Upwork's restricted countries. Kenyan freelancers can still withdraw through M-Pesa, and Upwork still has current tax guidance written specifically for users in Kenya. But here is what people keep confusing. Being allowed to join Upwork and having your individual freelancer profile approved aren't the same thing. And if your profile was rejected or restricted, opening another account to try again could make the situation much worse. Before I wrap up this video, I will give you the exact checklist I would follow to create a Kenyan Upwork account without triggering avoidable verification problems. I'll also show you the mistake people make after a rejection that can turn a temporary issue into a permanent suspension. And trust me, you don't want that. Now, where did I get all this? I didn't get this answer from, a random WhatsApp group, a random TikTok comment, or somebody selling approved Upwork accounts on Telegram. This is what I did. I checked Upwork's current 2026 Help Center pages covering country eligibility. I also looked at Kenyan M-Pesa withdrawals. I also looked at identity verification, profile approval, VPN use, and issues with duplicate accounts. Now, the official evidence gives us a clear answer, but it's not the lazy answer of yes, just sign up and, you'll immediately get work. Yes, you can create an account from Kenya. Getting that account approved, verified, and hired is a separate challenge. Let's talk about eligibility and approval, because these are two different questions. First, let's clear up the biggest misunderstanding first. When somebody says Upwork isn't accepting Kenyans anymore, I want you to ask them what actually happened. Were they blocked from selecting Kenya during registration, or did they create an account and then fail profile approval or identity verification? Those aren't the same problems. Upwork's own sign-up instructions still tell freelancers to create an account, complete the registration form, and build a profile. The platform then says you can start looking for projects once the profile has been approved. Now, I want you to catch the last part. Your country can be eligible while your individual profile still fails approval. This is similar to applying for a job at a company that's hiring Kenyans. The company accepting Kenyan applicants doesn't mean every Kenyan who applies automatically gets the position. What that means, though, practically, is that one person's rejected profile isn't proof of a nationwide ban. Now, and because Upwork doesn't publicly give us every internal reason it approves or rejects a particular application, anyone promising you guaranteed approval is guessing, or get this, trying to sell you something. The honest action item here is simple. Don't treat screenshots from one rejected account as official evidence that Kenya has been blocked. Once you separate country eligibility from individual approval, the evidence about Kenya becomes much easier to read. The visual evidence says Kenyan is supported. So there are three strong pieces of evidence here. First, Upwork says it supports freelancers across more than 180 countries. Its current restricted location list names places such as Iran, North Korea, Cuba, Russia, Belarus, and certain restricted regions of Ukraine. Kenya isn't on that list. The absence from the list isn't the only proof I'd rely on, because Upwork also says restrictions can change and some people may be excluded for legal or account-specific reason. The second piece of evidence is much harder to argue with. Upwork currently provides M-Pesa as a withdrawal method specifically for freelancers in Kenya, not PayPal through some workaround, not a third-party account registered in another country. M-Pesa for Kenyan freelancers. And the third piece is that Upwork has active Kenya VAT page explaining how Kenyan tax applies to connects, membership fees, and freelancer service fees. Platform that has stopped operating for Kenyan freelancers wouldn't normally maintain a Kenyan specific payment method and Kenyan specific tax process. As of August 6th, 2026, the verdict is yes. Upwork's official documentation shows that Kenya remains a supported freelancer location. The country isn't the problem, but the next few account mistakes can make it look like Kenya is the problem when it's actually your setup. So don't trigger these avoidable account flags. So the first mistake is creating a second account. Maybe you opened Upwork 3 years ago, forgot the password, and now you're thinking, I'll just use another email address. Ooh, my friend, don't do that. Upwork's rule is basically one main account per person for life. Even deleting the old account doesn't give you permission to start a new one. You see, multiple accounts can lead to suspension, so search your email for old Upwork messages and recover the original account instead. The second mistake is lying about your location. So don't select the United States because you think it will unlock better jobs. Don't borrow an address from a relative in the UK, and don't buy an account that already shows a different country. Now, your location, government ID, and account activity need to tell the same story. The third mistake is careless VPN use. Yes, Upwork allows VPNs, but the VPN shouldn't make it look like you are in Nairobi at 9 a.m., Lagos at 9:10, and London at 9:20. The kind of location switching can trigger holds, verification request, or temporary restrictions. So if you use a VPN for client work or privacy, connect through Kenya or a nearby consistent location. Better yet, log into Upwork outside the VPN whenever that's practical. Before you register, do 3 things privately. Check whether you already have an account. Second, use your real Kenyan location and make sure your connection isn't jumping between countries. Avoiding those flags keeps your account from looking suspicious, but the verification stage is where your names and documents really matter. Upwork may ask you to verify because you're a new freelancer, because something doesn't match, or because the platform is carrying out a routine security check. Once they request verification, you normally have 7 days to complete it. Ignoring it can stop you from submitting proposals, accepting direct offers, or withdrawing your earnings. Here's what I'd prepare before opening the account. Use your real name, written the way it appears on your government identification. Have a valid national ID, passport or driver's license ready, and make sure the country on that document matches the country on your profile. Then check the name on your M-Pesa line. Your Upwork verified name, tax information, and withdrawal account should match. Let's say your national ID says Kevin Mwangi Njoroge, but your M-Pesa line is registered under a completely different person's name. That could cause problems when you're trying to verify or withdraw. And I know the instinct here might be to shorten your name, use a nickname, or copy what you normally use on social media. Don't create unnecessary differences. Use information you can support with real documents. See, your profile picture also needs to be an actual clear photo of you. Don't use a logo, a celebrity, an AI-generated face, or a heavily edited passport style image. Before we continue, let me ask you this. Have you tried creating an Upwork account this year? I want you to comment just one word: approved, pending, or rejected. Either of 3. That will show us what's actually happening to Kenyan applicants instead of relying on rumors. Passing verification proves you're a real person, but your profile still needs to give Upwork and potential clients a clear reason for you to be there. That's why you don't submit an empty, confused profile. So here's an uncomfortable truth. Some beginner profiles look like the person created them in 5 minutes just to see whether Upwork would approve them. The title says data entry, writing, graphic design, virtual assistant, web developer, and digital marketer. Ooh, all of that. The overview says,
I can do any work you give me.
Then there is no portfolio, no proper employment history, and no evidence that the person has completed any of those services before. Even if that profile gets approved, what client is supposed to trust it? Your profile should sell one clear service. For example, Shopify product listing assistant, which is clearer than online freelancer. Another one, YouTube video editor for talking head channels, is clearer than expert in many skills. And something like WordPress landing page designer is clearer than IT specialist. Upwork says the required foundation of a complete profile includes photo, an overview, at least one employment history item, and at least one skill tag. Portfolio items, education, additional skills, and certifications can then help you reach full completion. That employment history doesn't have to be previous Upwork work. You can include legitimate offline employment, freelance projects, internships, or relevant experience you've gained elsewhere. For your portfolio though, create 2 or 3 honest samples before registering. This is something you must do. So if you are a Canva designer, show 3 social media designs. If you are a virtual assistant, show a clean product upload spreadsheet or customer support workflow. And don't steal somebody else's work, and don't claim a sample came from a paying client when it didn't. Your action step is to build the evidence first, then submit the profile. Don't submit a half-empty account and hope you'll fix it after approval. You see, a strong profile improves your chances of surviving the first review. But here is the number that's going to annoy some beginners. Getting access doesn't mean applying is free. You see, most Upwork job applications use connects. So each connect currently costs 15 US cents. And different jobs can require different numbers of connects depending on the size, scope, and demand for the project. For specifically Kenyan freelancers, Upwork's services can also attract 16% VAT. That includes connect purchases, membership fees, and freelancer service fee. If you buy 100 connects, the base cost is $15. Add 16% VAT and the total becomes $17.40 before any additional card or currency conversion costs. That's roughly around 2,200 to 2,400 Kenyan shillings depending on the exchange rate your payment provider uses. I'm mentioning this because some people get approved, say that proposals need connect, and then conclude that their account isn't working. See, the account is working all right. Upwork just isn't a free job board. Before opening Upwork, search all your email addresses for an old account. Then prepare your ID, confirm the name registered on M-Pesa, and use your actual Kenyan location and create 2 or 3 portfolio samples for one specific service. Only after those pieces match would I submit the profile. That doesn't guarantee approval because no outsider can honestly guarantee that Upwork's internal review will decide. But it removes the obvious mistakes that can make a genuine Kenyan freelancer look inconsistent or suspicious. What Upwork doesn't promise is automatic approval for every profile or automatic clients after you join. Your job today isn't to buy an approved account from Telegram or create 5 different profiles and until one survives. Your job is to build one truthful account with matching information, a focused service, and real proof that you can do the work. Do that properly because Upwork treats your main account as an account for life. Now, next week, I'm breaking down the exact Upwork profile I would create as a Kenyan beginner with 0 reviews and no previous online clients. If that's what you want to learn, please subscribe to this channel. Bye bye.